Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pick 6. Today on the show, we are talking Rush Hour 2. While on vacation in Hong Kong, Inspector Lee, played by Jackie Chan, and Detective Carter, played by Chris Tucker, get pulled into a case involving a deadly bombing and a counterfeit money scheme tied to a crime boss named Ricky Tan. Their investigation takes them from Hong Kong to Las Vegas, where they must stop a major criminal operation. This is Rush Hour 2.
Somewhere in the Far East, a deadly crime ring is about to trigger an international crisis. But they didn't plan on this.
I wish they all could be California girls. Bald, young, die day. I don't like my chickens live, okay? I like them dead, deep fried. You ever heard of Popeyes?
I want to show him a good time, Hong Kong style.
You get a massage from Chinese girl before?
Oh, I gotta have that one. Oh, let me get her. Her in the black, her in the pink. Hey, baby.
Hurry up.
Hey, what's wrong with you? You don't jump in front of a black man in a buffet line. Lee.
What?
Now I'm on vacation. I don't know him. I'm sorry, man.
God,
Oh, y'all look alike. There's 2 billion Chinese people here. Let one of them be your partner.
Now,
Lee!
Connor! Don't worry, Chinese bamboo is very strong.
the vacation may be over,
I'm finna give you an LAPD act.
but the fun
I'm an undercover agent. Show us a badge or something. Show it again.
is just beginning.
What the hell we doing in Vegas? We got the Mac out, man. We can't go in there like this.
What does it mean, Mac out?
Nothing touches this body but pure silk.
Absolutely. Would your partner like to be wrapped in silk as well? Because personally, I really enjoy it when couples dress alike.
I'm gonna go make a big commotion, then you make your move. You got it? This one is for Mandela!
This summer,
Have fun.
get ready
You want some of this? Egyptian style, girl. Come
for a second rush.
on. It smells good.
With the master of smash and the talker of trash.
I don't even know why the hell I'm even here. I ain't even Chinese. Uh-oh.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man. Woo!
There it is, the trailer for Rush Hour 2. My name is Brad Gilmore, joined by the General Jeff Smith. This is Pick 6, where we show a movie that the other one hasn't seen, and then we break it down with a series of fun-loving categories, Jeffrey. So just categories that we love to break down, and movies that we love to discuss. And this was my pick. This was Rush Hour 2, 2001, directed by Brett Ratner, starring Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, and Rosalind Sanchez. Look, Jeff, you saw the trailer there.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to talk about Rush Hour 2 with you because you had never seen it before. But I do have a surprise to start the show off. So for fans of this particular program who did not know us in our previous podcast, Jeff and I got together and linked up and became friendly with one another due to our mutual love and admiration for a 1985 cult classic movie named Clue, in which we did a podcast where we watched it 1 minute at a time for 97 minutes, I believe the movie went. And we talked about all 97 of them plus some. And
Yeah.
and sometimes, we talked about other things, as some of the audience members remember. But one thing that Jeff also did was a documentary called Who Done It, the Clue documentary, kind of going in behind the scenes of this movie. You see the poster there behind him. And Jeff,
Yeah.
one of the revelations was in the film was you spoke to the casting director. Was it Jane Jenkins? Is this her name?
Jenkins, yes.
Jenkins.
Jane Jenkins.
And Jane Jenkins was, revealing to you all kinds of different things. And one of them was, she said, allegedly, they approached Gene Simmons from Kiss, the bass player from Kiss, the Demon, the lead vocal on Rock and Roll All Night, by the way, people don't know. They said they approached him for Mr. Body. This had never been, to your knowledge, discussed in any realm outside of your documentary.
True. Yeah, I had never heard of it before. There was a long list of different people that were considered for Clue, and Gene Simmons was probably one of the most surprising ones for the part of the villain, Mr. Body. Yes.
They ended up going with Lee Ving. Well, yesterday, I had an interview with Gene Simmons, and it was to promote his movie Deep Water, that he's a producer of. He's a producer of this movie starring Sir Ben Kingsley and directed by Rennie Harlan. And anyway, I'm going through the motions, and I let the publicist know ahead of time. I said, hey, I have a question that is unrelated to the movie that I will be asking. I'm just letting you know that I have to ask it. And so we get to the end of the interview, and I said, Gene, I have a question for you before we wrap up. Can you put a rumor to bed for me, or can you confirm or deny? And before I could finish, he had a very Gene Simmons-y joke, which we won't go into. And then I said, was there ever talk of you playing Mr. Body in the 1985 movie Clue? And he confirmed that that was true. He was going to be Mr. Body. For whatever reason, it fell out. He said he was also supposed to be in a James Bond movie at one point, and it fell out.
Jane Jenkins mentioned that as well, that there was talk of, I think she worked on maybe Living Daylights.
Okay.
Maybe.
So she must have had a thing for, not a thing, but like she must have liked Simmons and could see him in something.
Yes. Actually, I posted on the Clue documentary YouTube channel, I posted an excerpt from, not all of that was included in the documentary, but she talks at more length about her meeting Gene Simmons. So you can see that. Just search Clue documentary Gene Simmons, I guess. And she says that he was very charming, very smart. And she thought of a couple different parts for him. And she just, I guess, always assumed he'd play a villain of some sort.
Well, I mean, he is the demon from Kiss.
He is a demon. Demons are generally bad.
Yeah. But he confirmed it. He could, and you know what? I still think he would have been a great Mr. Body.
Yeah.
In 85, he would have killed it.
Can you imagine him like being the dead body that they're dragging around through half the movie? That would be, I don't know. He seems like, not that, I mean, Lee Ving is pretty tough too, but Gene Simmons, I can't imagine being outsmarted that quick and just being dead.
Yeah, you know, I would have just liked him for the arrival scene and the monologue handing out the weapons.
Yeah.
I would have been great at.
And then he would have figured out a way to, in his package, there'd be the weapons plus Kiss merchandise that he would be pushing.
It would have been a Kiss candlestick.
Oh, yeah.
you already know.
I have here the Kiss wrench and lead pipe. They're on sale now at what will one day be a website. You don't know about that yet. It's 1985.
But he was supposed to be Mr. Body.
There you go.
And he confirmed it as well. And
Good.
as we didn't doubt Jane Jenkins' story, but it was never revealed anywhere else. And now he is on record saying that, yes, he was supposed to be in Clue.
Probably was not the question he was expecting you to ask, especially when it's like, hey, I've got a question for you off topic. And I'm guessing his joke had something to do with that. But and probably a measure of measurement. But would be my guess and what his joke was.
You're close. He said, yeah, I'll just say what he said. He said, I never touched her.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a very Gene Simmons joke.
That is, of course. Yeah, it had to be something like that. So yeah, when you brought up Clue, which is probably the first time he's ever been asked that in an interview, ever.
I think it was.
Brad Gilmore.
There we go.
Breaking ground.
The exclusive. Now let's talk about Rush Hour. Okay, Jeff. There are several movies that I've watched at least a dozen times, like at least 12 times. Back to the Future we know is one. Fletch is one. Clue is one. Catch Me If You Can is one.
Oh, okay.
There's a few that I've watched at least a dozen times. And when I say Back to the Future, 2 and 3 is included. Rush Hour 2 specifically of the trilogy, I've seen at least 20 times, right? At least. This is one of those. This movie came out in 2001. So this is like how old am I? I'm like 9, maybe, when this movie comes out. I remember going to the theater to see it. I thought Chris Tucker was the funniest person I'd ever seen in my lifetime. And Jackie Chan was awesome. So I always have a soft spot for this movie. Now, I know Jeff Smith, and I know Jeff's a couple things about him. I know one, broad comedy. I don't think that you don't love a broad comedy. You know, you don't love a broad comedy. You like a sophisticated comedy. I think.
I don't know. What else would you consider a broad comedy?
Like a broad comedy is like have you ever seen Cops and Robertsons?
Yes, a long time ago. But
That's the one first thing that popped in my
I'm
head.
a fan of the Police Academy movies, and it doesn't get much broader than that.
That's true. Did you like Naked Gun?
Yes.
Okay, then maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm wrong. Okay, I stand corrected. I don't think that you're a Brett Ratner fan, and I understand that. Totally.
Okay.
Totally
Okay.
get that. That
Okay.
is justifiable.
Okay.
Even
before. Even before.
Even before.
Yeah.
But see, there is a certain, and I'll be honest, look, and he's got all kinds of weird stuff that has been alleged about him. Again, like we talked about with the last movie.
It's getting hard to do some of these episodes without saying, now we have the elephant in the room is this person is a terrible person. But boy, Ratner's up there.
Ratner has some stuff about him. We know this. And again, we try to avoid, not avoid, but we don't know. I don't know. I really don't know much about it other than what's out there. Do you know any more than I do?
He and I have a falling out. We don't really talk.
We don't talk. Y'all don't talk anymore. Which is probably for the best. But
Yeah.
but I will say he was on a bit of a run during this time where he had Money Talks with Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker, which went right into the first Rush Hour, and then obviously into this sequel. So where are you on Brett Ratner as a director?
For Brett Ratner, before this, I had only seen X-Men 3.
Oh, which is terrible.
Yeah. So that was my 100% Brett Ratner experience. And then seeing trailers for movies that I thought, don't need to see that. And that's it. So I had no real Ratner experience other than the personality that I would see in interviews, which to me, even before all the controversy, I found him off-putting, kind of a dude bro in a way. And also he got the Academy Awards with Eddie Murphy kind of canceled. So I was never huge on Ratner. So he was going to produce the Academy Awards. I'm not sure the year, but Eddie Murphy was going to host the Academy Awards. And it was a big deal because it was the closest thing to Eddie Murphy coming back to do stand-up. And, he's always kind of, I might be coming back. But this was a big deal. Brett Ratner was going to produce the Academy Awards, and Eddie Murphy had signed on. They promoted it. It was coming up. And then that was about the time that the scandals on Brett Ratner started to come out. So I don't know if it was his idea to drop out of the Academy Awards or if he was asked not to do the Academy Awards. And as soon as he was out, Eddie Murphy said, well, I'm out too. And that was it for that year of the Academy Awards.
Well, Brett Ratner, again, like he hadn't made a movie in a while up until this year, which he directed the Melania Trump documentary. Before that, this was his run. And maybe is it too early to get in the run? But let's just get into it.
No, let's just jump around. Be natural.
Money Talks is his debut. Have you seen Money Talks?
No.
Money Talks is funny. It's funny.
I also, as we've discussed, have a Chris Tucker problem. So
and I really want to
get to that. We will get to that.
Rush Hour, then The Family Man came out in 2000.
I've seen The Family Man.
That is the Nick Cage movie.
That's okay. That's his Mr. Destiny.
Not bad.
That's fine. Yeah.
I mean, because what? And because Piven was in that too. Don Cheadle, if memory serves me correct.
Oh yeah, he's like the angel.
Yeah.
Tia Leone.
Tia Leone, love Tia Leone. Who doesn't? Then he does Rush Hour 2, Red Dragon with Anthony Hopkins, which is I think one of the Hannibal Lecter movies.
Yeah.
After the Sunset with Pierce Brosnan and Salma Hayek, which I will tell you is a guilty pleasure of mine. Then we do X-Men 3: The Last Stand, which is not good. Rush Hour 3, which is not good.
Okay.
Tower Heist, which I actually don't mind. Have you seen Tower Heist?
No.
Tower Heist is not. I don't mind actually.
I believe that in my research, I read that Tower Heist was originally it was an Eddie Murphy kind of idea. I know he's in it, and Tower Heist was originally going to be. He called it. It was going to be the Black Ocean's 11, and the whole cast was going to be African American, and the tower in question was going to be wait
Trump
for
Tower.
it, Trump Tower.
Ah,
So there's ties to the fam already. And then it didn't happen, and then it did become Tower Heist, and Eddie Murphy was in it, but so was Stiller, Ben Stiller, and
Ben Stiller, and Matthew Broderick.
okay.
Gabri Sidibe was in it. There's somebody else. There's like another big name I'm not thinking of.
Was
in
Vince
it.
Vaughn in that?
I think
No.
Alan Arkin though.
I always get Vince Vaughn and Alan Arkin mixed up.
Yes. Yeah, they look almost alike.
It's like Tim Matheson and
Tim Matheson.
Charles Barkley. I always get those two mixed up.
It's easy to do.
Yeah.
Then he did Hercules with The Rock, which is also not good. So,
yeah.
but had Irina Shayk in it, which is like kind of made the movie watchable, respectfully. Do you know Irina Shayk?
No.
You ever seen you're a talk show clip guy. You ever seen
Yeah.
the talk show clips of like Craig Ferguson?
Oh,
There's just, like,
yeah.
she's like this distractingly gorgeous woman.
Okay.
Do you remember this one?
I probably have seen it, but they all kind of blend. They all kind of
No,
have
this
the
she
same.
stands out.
Okay,
stands
well,
out.
good. Well,
You
then it
would
makes sense that she was in a Brett Ratner movie.
He does like.
I'm sure she's talented. I'm sure she's talented.
Oh,
in it,
she was good. She's
you
good.
know,
He does have an affinity for.
as we saw in Rush Hour 2, without shame at all.
Okay, so let's just first thoughts. Why had you avoided Rush Hour for so long? Sans Brett Ratner.
I didn't even remember until watching this movie that it was a Brett Ratner movie, to be honest. Brett Ratner is just not on my radar other than now because he made the documentary. But I think the first one came out in 99.
99.
Okay. So there was a lot that came out that summer. I think Star Wars Episode 1 came out that
Yeah.
summer. So I was going to the movies, but I guess that one, okay. Chris Tucker.
Let's talk about him.
Let's talk about Chris Tucker. I have only seen up until now Fifth Element and Jackie Brown. He's great in Jackie Brown. I love everything that he
Sensational.
does in Jackie Brown, including him getting shot. I think
The
it's
guy.
perfect. It's great. I think it's totally justified that he gets shot because he's so the same character and everything. And in Fifth Element, I remember, I haven't seen Fifth Element since probably the theater, so it's been a long time, but I just remember when he shows up, I just didn't find him funny or amusing. It was just scream, 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 and it didn't work for me. So the trailer for Rush Hour, I'm sure when I saw that, and that's basically what he's doing throughout the trailer, went, no, not for me. And also, I'll admit, I'm not even a big fan of martial arts movies.
Okay.
So Jackie Chan, who I think is the best part of the Rush Hour movies, I have seen 2 of them now. And I'll get to that in a second, but I think he's fantastic and he's great for what he does, but that wasn't a draw for me either. It wasn't like I need to go see the new Jackie Chan movie and I'll just ignore the screaming man next to him. So I didn't see that. And then by the time the sequel came around, I'm like, well, I didn't see the first ones. And then I don't think too many people were super hyped for the third one by the time it finally rolled around. So I don't even remember feeling any particular way about that. So it wasn't like I said, I need to avoid Rush Hour at all costs. It looked like I had seen Lethal Weapon. I had seen Beverly Hills Cop. I had seen 48 Hours. And I'm like, okay, this kind of feels like they're doing a new version of that, maybe. And I'll be good. Maybe one day I'll be on a podcast where I'll be forced to watch it. And then I'll check it out then.
Well, look, I will say that I saw Rush Hour and Rush Hour 2 before ever seeing any Beverly Hills Cop, before seeing Midnight Run, 48 Hours. I hadn't seen any of those. So this was my somewhat introduction to, I guess you would say, the buddy cop genre, in any regard, in any fashion. So I was a Friday fan, which I'm also surprised you haven't seen
I have not
Friday.
seen Friday, no.
And to me, is it the voice? Is it the
Yeah.
Chris Tucker voice?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the voice. It's the when he okay. I'll start a little bit with having to watch Rush Hour 2. I decided to watch Rush Hour 2 first, even though it's against everything in my being. And I know you knew that when you assigned it, that you're giving me a part 2 of a trilogy, you son of a gun. But I thought, you know what? The heck with Brad Gilmore. I am going to just watch Rush Hour 2, and maybe it'll all make sense. By the way, it does not. This movie assumes you know all the jokes from the first one, assumes you know why they're singing the Beach Boys at the very beginning, assume you know that Chris Tucker is a cop for some reason, because they really don't show in Rush Hour 2 any reason or any indication that he's just not his Jackie Chan's pal on vacation. And the way he walks into that first and makes fun of karaoke and is like yelling and screaming in a foreign country and just like this, I don't like this guy at all. Shut up. So just it's supposed to be for laughs and it's supposed to be funny, but it's not great if you don't find it funny and find it annoying, which I did. I know I'm in the minority because Rush Hour 2 made an S ton of money, so people obviously love it. But I thought his routine is kind of just one thing. I'm loud, I'm obnoxious, I don't care what people say, and I'm kind of an idiot because I'm going to get punched a lot. And the jokes are pretty low hanging fruit, in my opinion. Like I'm fine with racial humor, but there's no like edge to it or anything like that. It is as low hanging that you could possibly get to, as far as the chopsticks and Godzilla and not oh heavens.
There is okay. Look, but after seeing the first Rush Hour, yes, the cat's trying to make a guest appearance.
You have a cat. We have a third.
Yes, this is Ellie Mae. After seeing the first Rush Hour, because like both of them are fish out of water buddy cop comedies, right? Because one is Jackie Chan's first trip to America. He'd never been there before. And he's going after the daughter. And this one is Chris Tucker's first trip to Hong Kong in China.
But he never acts like a fish out of water. He takes over everything and makes the foreign country try to be like him. Like he makes fun of the guy singing Michael Jackson karaoke and takes over.
Well, the guy was doing a bad job.
He was doing a bad job, but a fish out of water would be more like, what's going on? And kind of observing it. And then when they go to the massage place, he takes over that, and he takes over going to find the bad guy and doesn't think that there's other thugs there that he's going to have to beat up, and makes fun of the people there. Like he's the worst fish out of water because he's just a fish that everywhere he goes, he thinks it's his water.
Well, okay.
So I did watch the first one. Then I went back and watched that, and I thought that was a little bit better, but I still don't think when we get to plot holes, I'll say right now, biggest plot hole, Chris Tucker as a cop makes no sense. And we said the same thing on Collision Course. Like, why? How is Jay Leno a police officer? Chris Tucker isn't a cop. I don't buy it for a second.
I am a buddy cop person. I do like a good buddy cop. Midnight
I do
Run.
too. I like a good buddy
buddy
cop movie. Okay, so I didn't like Rush Hour 2, just so you know.
Okay, well, I can tell. But I mean, you're not spoiling anything. I almost know when I assign something to you. Like the only one you surprised me on was the other guys, that you actually liked the other guys.
I did like the other guys. That was a good buddy cop movie.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But this one is a classic. And
I like that Brad Gilmore has just admitted, ladies and gentlemen, that he purposefully gives me movies.
I don't
he
purposefully,
knows
but I
I'm
have an
not
inkling.
going to.
I have an inkling. Like I didn't know how you'd feel about the Phantom, and you gave it like a passing grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some I'm like, I don't know where you're gonna land on.
Okay.
Right.
This
Like, Ready
one,
to
you kind
Rumble,
of had an idea that it wasn't going
this one
to.
I was like, I just don't think it's your kind of whatever the case was. I guess it's not the broadness. I just was like, I just don't know if he's going to be in on this kind of humor.
Yeah.
Because I will say, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 1, there's a clear plot, right?
Yes.
There's a clear plot in Rush Hour 1.
Yes.
Little girl gets kidnapped. Oh my gosh, the ambassador is now in America. It
Right.
gives Jackie Chan a reason to come over. He has a connection with the young girl. The FBI doesn't want, him to be involved, so they
Stick him
give
with the
him
idiot.
stick him with the idiot.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and Chris Tucker's police work is better in Rush Hour 1, right? Even though,
Yeah. He's a cop in the first one.
yeah,
He's
Yeah.
never a cop in the second one.
it's better in the
Or
first
he's the
one.
worst cop ever because he calls so much attention to himself. He's so busy trying to have intercourse on yachts in bathrooms, which he okay. So here's the other thing. Going back to Ratner. The other
Yeah.
thing about watching this movie now, because I think it's very common to say you can separate the artist from the art. I think that's easier to do when you're introduced to the art first. It's like knowing the Michael Jackson catalog and then knowing what you know, if you believe it or not, and then going, well, I still like Thriller or Woody Allen movies or R. Kelly or
Bill
any of-
Cosby,
Bill
whoever.
Cosby, the Cosby Show's so funny. But if you find out that somebody is kind of a creep with the ladies, and then you watch a movie where I think the women not only are sexualized so much, it's a universe where that's just normal. It's they go into a massage place, and I know it's done for jokes, but they go to a massage place and they open these double doors, and there's 30 women standing there. They've been waiting for who knows how long for the two men to show up, and they don't go, well, this is weird. They like, yes, of course. And then just everywhere they go, it's flirt, flirt, flirt. And when he's fighting the cool Hu Lee at the end, oh, you smell good.
She's
It's in the
dope.
trailer. Yeah, she is my seat stealer. But you smell good. Like he's got to stop everything to be horny, and that's the universe. So to me, that's almost as bad as the low hanging fruit of the. No wonder you're mad when he sees the little Asian man's little junk.
His little junk.
Yeah, because
Well-
that's a cliche.
Again, it's of its time, right? It's like when you hear certain language used in film that we would never, or even music that we would never say today, just based on we're looking at it through a prism of today's times. That now, I think that some of the humor or a lot of the humor of Chris Tucker is, okay, obviously this guy goes against every norm we expect from a police detective, right? Like at least in 48 Hours, Eddie Murphy was a convict, right? He was a criminal. So we're expecting some of this. But I will say you can draw one line to the next of Axel Foley and Detective James Carter. Like there's a lot of commonality there.
I think to a degree, I think
Except
Axel Foley
Eddie-
still
Ed-
does
go ahead.
police work and knows when to sneak around. Like when he goes into the warehouse where all the coffee and everything is, he's not like running in there going, hey, he's walking around, and only when he gets caught, he goes into this distracting character to get out of the situation he's in. And the Chris Tucker one is just loud and obnoxious from the very beginning. Has a very similar scene from the very first Beverly Hills Cop when he's undercover at the very beginning of, that's the first one, right? Where with Chris Penn, who's great.
Yeah. He was
Um,
good in the role.
Yeah, he's fine. It's Chris Penn. Chris Penn also plays the same guy in every movie.
Yeah.
But that was like right out of Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, it was like literally
That's
I'm
Rush Hour
undercover. I'm undercover.
The other
There are
cops
two
don't
other cops
know.
know me, and they don't know me, and then I destroy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
It is
good
Beverly Hills
stuff.
Cop. So like maybe that's some of the DNA that I see, but to me, yes, I especially the sexualization of the women, I do understand. I do understand, and I do think it's a product of its time. And I don't think it's specifically Ratner, although like you said, knowing what we know of him,
Right.
it doesn't make it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can draw a line to this and to this. But also, like, I think of being like a wrestling fan, and I guess Vince McMahon isn't the best example of this either, but like being a wrestling fan, I can back in the day, like in 2001, this is the height of the sexualization of the female roster, right? Where
Mhm.
they're having bra and panty matches, and everyone looks like a swimsuit model with cosmetic surgery and the like, right? So I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out, is this where, and this is like, also think about this. This is '01. This is height of Carmen Electra and Pamela Anderson and a certain type of female, I guess, who would enter into the pop culture. I'm trying to like remember, like in '01, like that was kind of, we hadn't
Yeah.
gotten to a women's revolution yet to where it's
No,
like,
if you were
yeah,
a
go ahead.
famous actress, you had to be on the cover of Maxim.
Yes.
So I get it. And no, I guess
This
it
is still in
just
the Playboy era where like, oh my gosh, can
sure.
you believe uh whomever, Denise Richards is, I don't know if she ever posed for Playboy, but like whomever it is posing for Playboy. Can you believe it? It's crazy.
Right. I guess yeah, that checks as far as that timing. And to your point, knowing what you know about
Yeah.
the director, it just makes everything go ooh ooh. It's kind of like when you see this is a weird example, but it's kind of like when you see the Twin Towers in a movie. For a second, you go, "Oh,"
I
just
know you
because
should.
it's like, "Oh, that was back in 2001." It just kind of makes you go, But yeah, it wasn't like Rush Hour 2 was the only movie that was doing that, and I do think it was the time. And as far as just like the jokes that are racially motivated, I just found those. It's kind of like on Seinfeld. This offends you as a Jewish person? No, it offends me as a comedian. I wasn't offended because they were making jokes about their racial differences. It was just, come on. It's
But like that was the bulk of the comedy in Rush Hour 1, right?
yeah,
Do you speak any English?
yeah, yeah. I
Right.
didn't think it was that funny at that time either. I mean, when I was trying to figure out the quote, because we always do our favorite quote for the movie, I was having a
I
tough
have,
time.
I have
And I thought, oh, I'll go on IMDb. Sometimes go on IMDb and look at what their favorite quotes are to see maybe it'll jump out at me. But I'm not going to pick one that has anything to do with a racial joke.
that's difficult.
It was impossible. So my quote does not come from IMDb because I would say and maybe there were a couple that weren't, but for the most part, it was all a stereotypical joke, or it was Piven being not straight at the end.
Piven, yeah, we'll talk about Jeremy Piven in a moment. I guess if you're out on Chris Tucker, the movie's hard.
It's tough.
It's hard because I'm
It's tough
all
because
in
he
on it.
also doesn't change. He's the exact same character throughout. He's loud and boisterous. His energy and his volume is exactly the same throughout the entire movie. Jackie Chan in this has a couple of slower moments where he's like, "Don't get on the plane," and when he's mad at him for no reason, or when he thinks that
He's dead.
Jimmy Carter is dead for 10 seconds, and the movie has time for that. It's a
Did you
short
call him
movie.
Jimmy Carter.
That's his name.
His name's James.
Jimmy
Well, I mean,
Carter. He's named after
he's
the
not
president, right?
He's not a peanut farmer from Georgia.
James Carter. It's very distracting. That's his name.
I never put that together.
Yeah, he's
He's
Jimmy Carter for Pete's sake. Anyway, yeah, he thinks he's dead for a little bit, and then he like listens to sad music, but he didn't check. And then when he sees him, they have to have their little "Who's on first" thing with Asian last names. Boy,
Detective Hugh.
you who? No, not who you.
Look,
Good stuff.
and they do that in the third movie too.
You're not selling it.
Let's look at. There's a few other things let's talk about. Let's talk
Okay.
about how awesome Jackie Chan is, just in general.
Sure. Yeah, he's great.
He is so
He's actually
impressive.
he is a good actor. In the first one, especially. In this one, they kind of make it a
Little zanier.
cartoony,
Yeah.
a little zanier. It felt like they were making him say things like on the spot to me, like, "Hey, now do this, now do this." I mean, at least they didn't make him say the N-word again, but they, like you did
Oh,
in the
yeah.
first one,
First,
of its time, But yeah, it just seems like everything has to be wide-eyed and shock look for both of them. Like everything is just so shocking. Can you
Carter.
believe this is happening? Oh no. This
Yeah.
bamboo is very strong. Nothing can.
It is okay. Don't dampen my love for this movie because you're pointing
I
out
know
things
you
that
should
I'm
love
not a
it.
fan
You
of.
should love it, and you should say, "Well, this guy doesn't get it. I don't get it. It's not me. This movie is huge. People love it." I went on reviews to go, "Okay, someone's got to agree with me." No, no one does. I'm the only one. Anyone that writes about it goes, "This is what comedy was at the golden age, and this is the best." And oh, this team, and it's the best. And I want Rush Hour 4, and they're so good. I'm like, all right, well, just me. It's fine.
But this was in Jackie Chan's like, I'm going to be an action comedy star in America, right? Because he's doing Rush Hour 2, Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights.
Yeah.
Like this is that era of Jackie Chan. But so were you never like a big Chan fan?
No, I really
Really?
haven't seen. No. No. I can't think of anything. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've seen that he was in. I saw the remake of The Karate Kid.
Yeah. Do without that one.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I never saw
Did
any
you
of
see
his.
the new Karate Kid?
No,
Yeah. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
I got a little tired of Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai at the end.
I didn't finish Cobra Kai. I got that.
I
Speaking of
haven't-
getting cartoony, that
Oh.
got ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't finish it either.
And I was in. I thought this is brilliant. This is great. I love that what they're doing. I thought all the references to the movies, because Karate Kid is one of my all-time favorites. And I remember the summer of '86, I saw Karate Kid 2 like 10 times because every friend I had, when they wanted to get together that summer, like, want to see Karate Kid 2? Okay. So I've seen that ridiculous amount of times.
Were you a Johnny was the good guy of the movie person?
I see it now. At the time, no. I thought they were all jerks, but I thought also Daniel, he could have laid a little low a couple times. He had a little temper. That little
Yeah.
Daniel LaRusso.
Well, but so to me, Jackie, again, and this might just be like the age where I was, because it's funny. Yeah, normally when people grow up, they're like, "Oh, my generation had it the best, right? Mine was the best. Like, oh, everything that came out of my time, that was the best. It was peak, right?" When I look back at like the age range that I was growing up in, it was like movies like this, music like Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock were huge, right? Those were like dominating TRL at the same time NSYNC was. This is when like pro wrestling was at its zenith, but it doesn't mean it was at its best. And when you go back and look at a lot of stuff from like 2001 Attitude Era, it really isn't that great. So I think that I have nostalgia for this era, even though this era didn't necessarily produce the best quality of each genre of entertainment that I enjoy. If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah, I think
because like I will listen to the Limp Bizkit, what is it, chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water, and get amped up when My Way comes on, even though I'm like, I don't think that this is a good. I don't
the
think
Highway.
this is a good song, but it gets me jacked up.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of, I would have been in 2001. So I'm like 25. I can't do math. So 85. Anyway, older. I know, not a mathematician by any means, but at the age where there's a certain point, I think, in people's mid-20s where they stop with new things and they listen to what they grew up with. Like
Yes.
as far as music, probably with rare exception, with every once in a while something would get by, but I think Weezer is probably where my cutoff is. And then everything after that would be a one-off, but not like, I don't know the catalog and I'm not going to, or Fountains of Wayne. I think that's where I probably
Okay.
stopped on Stacy's mom.
She had it going on.
That's all I want. I waited so long. But as far as movies go, that's weird. I don't know why. I didn't see anything Jackie Chan, so I had nothing about that. Did like Chris Tucker, so this wasn't. It had not one strike and then a whiff on Jackie Chan where I I'm not going to run out and see anything because I knew of him and I knew that he did like his own stunts and he was cool, but
That was it.
that was it. So not
Okay.
enough to get my money. And but I will say I liked the movie. This movie I liked when it was him, and when he was doing his thing, I thought, oh yeah, here we go. And then they got back to being silly. It felt like it felt like it was a movie that they decided had to be the buddy cop, and they already had the story, at least especially the first one. Like they had the story, they had the fights, they had everything, and they went, but we also want it to be this. And like, okay, we'll throw this character in there as well and make him important. And then now they're stuck, and they're like, well, now we have to cut back to now we have to have something for Chris Tucker to. He's got to flirt with somebody, and then we'll get back to Jackie Chan.
Well, let me ask you this, because the original casting for Rush Hour was not Chris Tucker, right?
I do not know that.
So so you won't know who it was going to be then. So Rush Hour 1 was supposed to be Jackie Chan and Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy was in, and then he pulled out of the project. Do you think Eddie would have worked better in the James Carter role? It sounds like that's an obvious yes.
Yes. I like Eddie Murphy. I don't like Chris Tucker. Yeah, sure.
It's just that
He would have been a little older.
Person I've ever heard say that. So I'm like,
that doesn't like Chris Tucker?
First person I've ever heard say it. First person.
Friends, if there's anybody listening that agrees, please don't let me be the only one that doesn't like Chris Tucker.
Likes Chris Tucker so much. Every time Chris Rock comes up, she goes, oh, this isn't Chris Tucker. I want to watch something with Chris Tucker. Because the Chris and the comic makes her think of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
she probably one other thing, but
they're both black comedians, right?
That might be it. Wow.
But she loves. She loves Chris Tucker. Like, so when she wants to watch, like, she will laugh. And my mother's born 1954, Okmulgee, Oklahoma, and thinks that Chris Tucker might be the funniest person on the planet.
Does she like Kevin Hart?
She thinks he's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he is funny. Do you not like Kevin Hart?
All right. I like him more than Chris Tucker.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it to you.
It's the problem with. There are some actors where they play the same character every time. If you like that character, it's great. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you're in a lot of trouble because you already don't like it. Well, like I'm sure there are people that don't like Jack Black. I like Jack Black. That's
crazy to me.
I like Jack Black. But if you don't like Jack Black, you're not rushing out to see anything with Jack Black because he plays the same loud character all the time. So either you find it funny or you don't.
Let's talk about comic actors then for a moment, because I find there's a few that are polarizing to people. Will Ferrell, I find, is polarizing to people. They either think he's really funny or they hate him and cannot stand any of his movies. Yeah. I think Will Ferrell is hilarious.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is kind of universally praised, I think. I don't know anyone who's like, I'm not in on Carrey.
I think when he first was doing Ace Ventura and The Mask, people were not ready for some people. I think for the most part, everybody was, but some people were like, it's too much. It's too over the top.
Eddie's universally loved. I think Steve Martin's universally loved.
Yeah.
Chevy.
At the time.
So there have been like polarizing comics, like people who are like Ben Stiller. Some people cannot stand Ben Stiller. I think he's a genius in everything that he's in.
I had a friend who couldn't stand John Cusack. Not that he's a huge comedian, but like really had a problem with John Cusack. And
okay, can I say something?
Go ahead.
John Cusack.
Yeah, that's okay.
There's a new movie out called Outcome with Cameron Diaz, Keanu Reeves, Jonah Hill. It's comedy, kind of a bit of a throwback to like the early aughts, maybe 2010 kind of style comedy. And I had a revelation that's the hottest of hot takes. Right. Maybe. When we talk about actors, I do not think that Keanu Reeves is a good actor.
I agree.
I think he's good in the movies that he's in.
He's good in the movies that he plays that kind of character.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyone that has seen Bram Stoker's Dracula will know, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane,
Keanu
bro.
Reeves.
Stay in your lane.
Be John Wick, who doesn't talk. Be Ted, who talks like Ted. Same character, basically played in Parenthood. And the Matrix, let the special effects dance around you. I think in the Matrix, Neo could have been a lot of other people.
Neo, this is no disrespect to Keanu Reeves, but you could have put anybody in the Matrix.
Right. It was almost Will Smith.
Will Smith, right?
We done did it again, y'all.
We got on a little tangent, and now we're back to should have been Eddie Murphy.
Could Will Smith have been in Rush Hour?
Yes. Absolutely.
Could John Cusack been in Rush Hour?
No. I was trying to think, like, to me, I don't really get, I understand that he's loud and he just kind of takes over the room, but that's the funny of him. The funny of him is like,
if you find that funny, then it's great.
You know what it is? It's irrational confidence. It's irrational confidence.
My least favorite quality in anybody. In every script I've ever written, that's the bad guy.
Is the guy with the irrational confidence.
The unjustified arrogance.
Yeah, unjustified arrogance.
Right. Always the bad guy in my mind. So it's hard for me to watch a movie where I'm supposed to like him and watch him not be humbled ever. Really. He
does get humbled.
He gets punched, but then in the next scene he's talking about kicking someone else's ass and he wants to kick everybody's ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass. You should kick his ass. We should kick his ass. Like it's when I want to kick his ass, I want to kick his ass. So he doesn't ever learn. And I'm guessing in Rush Hour 3, he's probably the same guy.
Rush Hour 3, he is kind of pretty much the same guy.
Right. So that's
I would say the star of Rush Hour 3 really isn't either one of them. There's a particular character who's actually really funny, but the movie doesn't work for me overall. It's another like, oh, hey, let's go to Paris, right? Because that makes sense.
And they were going to New York at the end of the second one.
At the end of the second one, they were going to New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
See the Knicks?
Well, hold on. Let's go. You want to go to Paris? We just saw it in Las Vegas. Want to go to Paris?
But here's the thing.
Someone's ass in Paris.
This one, now that you saw them back to back, this one has the Back to the Future 1-2 thing where we are supposed to believe this movie picks up right where the other one left off.
Because he said let's go on vacation, and then that's where they are. I'm glad I did watch Rush. I watched Rush Hour last night actually because I thought, and not that sequels have to do it, because if you watch Back to the Future Part 2 without seeing the first one, you're not going to go, I get it. There's I think horror movies tend to the plots aren't that complicated sometimes, so you don't really need to know all that much. But then going back to Karate Kid 2, they show like a quick little recap at the beginning of Karate Kid 1, and Superman did that, and
some movies you don't have to watch. Like, if I turn on Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows and I've never seen any of them, I'm going to be like, what am I watching?
Right.
Lord of the Rings. But then James Bond, you could put on any of them at any time.
That's true.
Pretty much, except for the Craigs. But pretty much you can still even do it with the Craigs.
Yeah, you don't have to see Bond in order, I don't think. Like if you've never seen Bond, you don't have to, we'll start with Dr. No. Otherwise it won't make any sense. But so many of the jokes in 2 are callbacks to the first one. So if you don't know that's supposed to be funny, it is not. So that's also why I had trouble with the favorite quote, because I know do you hear the words coming, or do you understand the words come out of my mouth? Because that was pop culture, but it's played kind of as a joke in the second one, but it's only funny if you know it's supposed to be funny from the first time. And then when they listen to the Beach Boys and don't touch a Chinese man's radio and don't get in front of a black man at the buffet, and there's so much that goes back to the first that I felt I better do my homework for PIC 6 and see what they're talking about.
Well, okay. Then let's go ahead. Let's jump into some of the categories here.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go with Scene Stealer first. Who stood out to you over everybody else? I think you already have an answer for this.
Yes, so it's I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she played Hu Li. It's Chang Shi.
Yeah,
That's
that's
terrible
what
that
I
I
would
don't
say.
know.
Yeah.
But she was the evil karate woman. She beat up Chris Tucker. They had their little Kill
She's
Bill
the
scene at
bombing
the end.
woman too,
She's the
right?
bomb.
She's the bomb. She's the bomb.
Except one time it wasn't a bomb, but they thought it was.
Man, I said she was the bomb. She was the bomb.
What? She's the bomb? This movie has time for this. It's 90 minutes, but they go off on so many weird little, let's have this for 10. Because Chris Tucker is so funny. You're going to love it.
I like her a lot too.
Yeah,
I like her a lot too. She's beautiful. She's a badass. She says
I believe her.
nothing
Yeah.
and so much, right? And I do like because like in the first movie, and forgive me, I can't remember the actor's name, but I've interviewed him before, and it just escapes me. He's the blonde guy, in Rush Hour 1 who kidnaps the girl and has the scratch on his face, and he's like, "Clean yourself up, you're bleeding."
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he and Chris Tucker have this kind of back and forth throughout the movie, right? And at the end, whenever Chris Tucker kills him or whatever, he says he throws the handkerchief on him, "Clean yourself up, you're bleeding," or whatever, right? So it was like kind of the payback thing. This woman and her character's name is what again?
Hu Li.
Hu Li and James Carter. This is his battle kind of through the movie, right? He has the Hu Li. She hits him a few times. She kicks him. And then they have the battle at the end with one another.
I got this, Lee.
I got this, Lee. Right? I love this guy.
Why do you think you got this? You don't got this. I'm gonna treat
Why
you
do
like
you
a
not
man.
like Chris Tucker? He's so
I'm
funny.
gonna treat you like a man. I'm gonna kick your ass like a man.
The only jokes that I didn't like. Okay, well, let me tell you my scene stealer.
Okay.
Because she was on, she literally was on the list, and then I watched the movie going back last night. I watched it going to sleep, and I just remember this was like, see, it was hard to say if this was a scene stealer. So this can't. Okay, you know what? Let me change my mind because that I have this person in the categories, but maybe it's more of the cameo than it is a scene stealer. So I'm with you. I'm with you on her. I like her a lot because she's intimidating. She is. She's very intimidating in this movie.
I like the that kind of, it's a cliche, but in Bond movies sometimes too, where it's the female henchman
or whatever.
henchwoman.
Or
Yeah,
henchwoman.
that does that's the muscle.
Like Grace Jones in
in
View to a Kill.
Which I believe that too.
Well, I think she would kill me, like with her bare hands.
Yeah, I don't got this, Lee.
Yeah. No, I need help.
I would be more like Chris Tucker climbing up a building going, "Oh, hell no."
But also it's hard for me not to give it to Chris Tucker. He is so funny.
Well, he steals the scenes. That's true. He makes every scene his. He's a thief. He grabs them and shakes them.
When he's doing the karaoke, okay, when he's doing the karaoke and he's singing Michael Jackson, and he's saying, "These people love me, Lee. I'm like a god to these people."
You and I we saw the same scenes and we're reacting to the same scenes, but totally opposite. Like you see that and go, "Yeah, you are," and I'm like, "Shut up, you are the
He
worst."
is, to me, it's like, well, I don't know. These jokes are funny. Like, man,
he does have my quote. He has two.
Okay,
I have two quotes, and they're both his.
Man, I want to get some Mushu, man. You hungry? No, man. Mushu. Show me to the shoe. Show me to the shoe.
That's not one of them. That's not one of my That's not it. It's not it.
The shoe. It's hard for me not to give it to him. Now, I will say honorable mention. Rosalind Sanchez.
It's my friend's boat. My friend's yacht. Red Dragon. Yeah, she's good. She's good. She's good.
She's good in the role.
She's
I have
the one you were
questions
talking
about
about
her
on
character.
Craig Ferguson? Or
She's
is
not
somebody
the one.
else. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's someone else.
was
Irina
listening.
Shayk is who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, from the first one.
Yeah, she's Bradley Cooper's baby mama. She's not in the first one. No, she's in Hercules.
Oh, wow. We've been all over the place. Okay.
Yeah.
We're back.
But she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous, obviously, Rosalind Sanchez. But I actually have questions about her character because I don't fully get anything about her.
What her motivation is, or I don't think they cared either. So it doesn't feel like it. There's not.
What do you really think that it's like we just want some hottie biscotti in this role just to have some eye candy on the screen?
No. Absolutely not.
Because I like Rosalind Sanchez.
Yeah.
Underclassmen is a movie who it's not good, but I like her in it.
You can
She's
only
good.
do what the movie. It felt like it was. I'm very curious to know if this was written to be Rush Hour 2, or if this, sometimes with the sequels they find like an action comedy, like Lethal Weapons did that. Die Hard with a Vengeance was that.
Ocean's 12.
Yeah, well, that was bad too. But
It's funny with subtitles.
hate Ocean's 12 so much.
Watch it with
'cause
subtitles.
I loved Ocean's 11. I probably would be okay with it now, but I remember seeing Ocean's 12 in the theater, and I loved Ocean's 11 so much. And I'm thinking, this plot makes no sense. This is so dumb. And then they were kind of hinting of the little twist with Julia Roberts. And I'm going, no, they're not going to do that. That's the stupidest thing. And that's what they did. But
hey, I will tell you this. If you watch...
What's the subtitles? I don't understand.
I'm about to tell you. Ocean's 12 I did not like either.
Okay.
I did not like Ocean's 12. I was like, Ocean's 11, perfect movie. There's no flaw. There's no flaw in Ocean's 11.
I agree.
It's a perfect film.
Love it.
Ocean's 13 is fun.
It's fine. It's a redemption movie.
It's fun. It's not great.
Al
It's
Pacino's funny.
He's funny in it, and there's some good character stuff. When you watch Ocean's 12, when you watch it with the subtitles, there's so many jokes that they're saying to each other that you just do not hear without reading it.
They look like they had a great time, and that kind of pissed me off too. Like I like watching movies where they're having fun. That's fine. Burt Reynolds' his whole career in the 80s was just goofing around, but this looked like they were having fun and didn't care that we were all miserable watching it. So I was angry and jealous of them at the same time.
Well, the plot of that one isn't the best, but there are some jokes.
Okay.
There's some really good ones.
All right.
There's some really good ones. You got to go back and rewatch. But so
speaking of Las Vegas,
we do end up here. Now, is Rain supposed to be Trump?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think the first
He's
movie
a
had
casino
that.
owner.
Yeah,
he has a big building in LA that says Rain Tower on it.
Yeah,
it's single syllable. Rain Trump.
Yeah. It's like Clamp and Gremlins too. I think it was popular to have that kind of where it's like Biff in BTTF2. He was, an iconic kind of cliche of a evil billionaire back then. So it was easy to make a character like that, I suppose. But the bad guy in the first one, the big twist is that it's the rich white guy in that one too. So that's
the rich white man.
Yeah, we got to watch. Speaking of which, that scene has nothing to do they're on the plane. That scene's pointless. That scene is another one of those where you go, why did they, as a filmmaker, why did you build a set of this plane and have extras and have him just sit there and go watch the rich white man, and then he gets the kosher meal. And then it cuts. That's it. Maybe there was more. I know there was the outtake of he can't say whatever the dish was. I forget. Gefilte fish. He can't say it, but it just seemed like this movie's so short. But we don't have why. Nothing happened anyway.
There are scenes here that are not needed. It's just let's have a little funny break for a moment.
Let's have fun, and I don't want to have fun.
And it's from a plot, and from a plot perspective, like it's okay.
But then they go and watch through the window, and they say everything, which is funny. That part's funny because Jackie Chan's funny. Jackie Chan is funny in that, but it also seems like they made poor Jackie Chan like, hey, be creepy like your co-star over here. But they reiterate everything about who they're watching. So you don't, I don't know. I guess they had to have it at least 90 minutes. They could have cut out everything that was extraneous.
Well, yeah. And there might have been a lot cut out. Who knows?
They had to save time to have a suit buying scene in Las Vegas.
Here's my question. That gets me to the next category. Cameo king or queen.
Yeah.
There's two candidates, in my opinion.
Obvious.
Obvious
candidates because there's two very big cameos.
Yeah. Jeremy Piven, as the suit salesman, and then Don Cheadle.
Yep.
Jeremy Piven's is obviously funnier, right? And was completely improvised. If you ask, I heard an interview with Jeremy Piven. Was like, we improv the whole thing. Don Cheadle's actually serviced the plot.
Yeah.
And he's good at it.
And
he's great in everything.
Wanted to do certain things. He didn't come in and just show up and act like a gay stereotype. He wanted to speak Chinese and he wanted to fight Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And he did. So Cheadle gets it from me because Piven, besides just being an unnecessary scene of them going shopping in the middle of this crime, but it's also, to me, felt like the poor man's version of the Bronson Pinchot scene in Beverly Hills Cop, where he meets Serge. And it's one scene with this flamboyant character, but that scene pushed it a little bit because that's where Jenny, the female lead in Beverly Hills Cop, worked. And also Bronson Pinchot was very funny in that scene. And it's also it was a scene that was showing stereotypes of more of like California and Beverly Hills and the different kinds of characters that fish out of water. Quiet Eddie Murphy. Yeah, Eddie Murphy letting him do it and like observing this bizarre character instead of coming in and going, "What are you talking about?" And so I thought Piven is fine, but definitely for me, Cheadle. Cheadle all the way. Ocean's 12's Don Cheadle.
Yeah. And because Don and Jeremy were both in Family Man.
There you go. That's right.
So that there's the connective tissue there.
Yeah.
I will say Piven is funny though. Even though he's stereotypically gay.
No, it's funny.
It's not needed, but it was funny.
I like Piven. I'm a fan. I'm a Piven fan.
I like Piven too. Where he's like, I want to put a dead animal on you. You got the mochaccino face, you got the big broad shoulders. I'm putting, I'd see a dead animal, buckskin, buttercream. How big is the waist? Let's go in and see.
Is he in the outtakes at the end?
He is in the outtakes.
Okay, I can't remember.
Yeah, he is in the outtakes.
That's good.
Because Chris Tucker couldn't keep it together on a couple of them. Yeah. For him, he was really funny, and the only thing that it serves is they have different clothes going into the casino, so they don't look like. And they were naked at one point, and
that's true.
They're gonna tie us up and cut off our egg rolls.
Yeah. Egg roll. That's a Chinese food, and they're talking about their wieners.
Wee-wees.
Everybody.
Okay, so I have Don Cheadle too. Because they figure out they're brothers, and then he makes the joke about him being Chris Tucker's 7-Eleven. Why? Because his mouth never closes. That's funny. And
Cheadle knows.
Cheadle knows. Funny money. But okay, here, I guess, okay, so they want to get I'm trying to remember how this plot really makes sense. So Ricky Tan
yes,
is the bad guy.
Help me too, by the way.
Let's break it down. Ricky Tan's the bad guy.
Right.
And so Ricky Tan and Rain, who's the Trump-esque character,
right,
they're in cahoots with each other.
Right.
And the idea is this is why Rosalind, I think, is in the movie, because she's a Secret Service agent.
Double agent. They think that she's dirty.
Right. And she is trying to recover plates, which I guess is what they use to print money.
Right.
Because they said something was gifted. They gifted a currency machine or something.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
That was
whatever. Silly. And then it burns, but it doesn't. And
Well, so anyway, they have the plates. So she's trying to get the plates back, and she's snuggled up with Rain.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out that side of it. Ricky Tan fakes his own death.
Sure. For us. For movie.
And not even in a hugely public way. Like they're on the back of a boat.
Yeah.
The Red Dragon. Right?
Yeah.
As Rosalind Sanchez says. And he gets shot by Wei Li. Right?
Hooli.
Wei Li's from James Bond. Excuse me. Hooli. And that was for whose benefit? Just
Audience.
Jackie Chan's?
Audience.
Well, the audience's benefit.
So we can have a twist at the end.
But that's just for Jack. Is it? But like in the
But
movies,
why? But yeah. But yeah. Nothing. It served nothing.
that didn't make sense. I never understood that.
There's a plot hole. Plot hole. Good plot
That's
hole.
a plot hole. So then they're trying to get the plates back, and the idea is, they can smuggle all this funny money.
Yeah.
Burns red. Because the ink burns red.
Like, sure.
Through a casino. But
At
if
the Red Dragon.
If Rosalind Sanchez's character, Isabella, I think is her name, if it is her intent to get, because like in the first movie they try to get Chris Tucker's character off the case, right? They don't. It's G14 classified. You can't be around for this. Okay. Rosalind tries to get them off the beaten path by saying they're no longer going to be in the United States Secret Service way. Remember? Because they send her on the funny money.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't get why she did that if it did just lead them back to the Red Dragon.
Comment below.
Figure it out for us. Okay.
Yeah, we can't figure this one out.
Favorite scene of the movie.
Not my pick.
Favorite scene of the movie.
Please.
To me, it's the whole massage parlor sequence.
Yeah.
Not only the beautiful women massaging him, but the fight scene thereafter, I thought was actually a lot of good action, a lot of good fights, very inventive choreography. I do like when Chris Tucker is stepping on the laptop and all the guys step up. He's like, "Oh man, this is an old model, man. I'm gonna get you a new one.
I'll get you a new one." Yeah.
I liked all of that. And he's like, and he says, "Don't let this robe fool you. This is the only color
they had because he's straight." Everybody. Although I think what I thought was interesting and I guess kind of smart and in a way is the action is so fast that all the bad guys have one color robe and Jackie Chan has a different one. So you didn't have the problem with the Michael Bay Transformers where you can't tell who's fighting who and who's winning.
Right.
And also because they all look alike.
Well, and the joke was because he punches Jackie Chan in the face at one point. So
it's in the trailer.
It's
in the trailer.
It's in the trailer. Well, the what is it called? Heaven on Earth Massage Parlor, I think is what it's called.
Yes, that's right. That's where he lost his passport.
He lost his passport there. You have American money? Yes, I do. Don't jump in front of a black man in a buffet line. Is funny.
I didn't know that was a thing.
What do you mean?
I don't jump in front of anybody at a buffet line, but I didn't.
You go to a lot of buffet lines?
Not really, but I never.
What's the last buffet you were at?
Oh, pre-COVID, I'll say that. It was probably Las Vegas.
Are you a no buffet guy anymore?
No, I'm all for buffet. My parents used to love going to Hometown Buffet. Is that somewhere? Have you heard of that? Maybe that was something local, but it's basically just all salad and soup or that's no, but I'm sorry, not Hometown Buffet, Soup Plantation. That's where they used to go.
No, I don't.
And it was, they used to get like free. The employees liked them, so they would basically steal from the corporation. And then they went out of business, not because of my parents, but because of COVID. But no, I'm fine with buffet, but I never cut in front of anybody. And I don't know if race should play a part of it, but that's just me.
I think that again, this movie plays to a lot of stereotypes of the time of both Asian and Black culture.
Yes.
And in the South, especially, like there's like I don't even know how you would even go about it, but like you've heard of the cookout, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's invited to the cookout or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like this kind of culturally black event. And if someone says, "Oh, you're invited to the cookout," it means like, "Oh yeah, you're down with the cause or whatever," right? I think it's something baked into that, right? I don't know if really either of us are the authority to explain the cultural
I think we
phenomenon
are. I think we should be
of
the
a black
ones
man
who
at a
should
buffet
comment
line.
about how the women feel about being treated in these films and race
Because
as well.
we're uniquely qualified.
For the straight white males on this podcast, we should just cover everybody. And me especially as a middle-aged white male, should really be the one.
You should
tell
be the
everybody
authority on
everything.
race relations and cultural sensitivities and gender studies.
Yeah. Let's talk
Right?
about the border. I want to talk about immigration.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But that was a funny line.
Okay.
And I liked the whole sequence. And look, as a young man, like just speaking as a young man, when I saw the movie, it did seem like a great place to go.
Sure. Yeah.
Seemed like a great place to go. Now I might have questions.
Yeah,
I'd have some questions. You know,
we know too much now.
We know too much now.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, again, some of these, and you know what? Honestly, though, Jeff, like it's no different than James Bond. It's no different than some lesser Beverly Hills Cop, but any of those kind of movies where you have the almost superhero-esque main character of a James Carter or Jackie Chan or James Bond. And it's a superficial male fantasy. I mean, that's what James Bond is. James Bond is nothing but a superficial male fantasy for the first 20 of them, right?
Well, Axel Foley takes his partners to a strip club, so it's not
twice
out of nowhere. Yeah, 1 and 2. That's right.
Twice.
Look who's
and to me, it especially at the time, like it just seems like that's what was expected.
It's what men did.
It's what men did. They were chauvinistic. They were stereotypical. They were superficial.
We missed it.
And the women were kind of a lot of times the butt of the jokes.
And
and
fat
scantily
people.
clad. And fat people. Yeah. That's just where we were at the time. But I do think that's the best scene. Do you have a different scene?
No, I agree. I thought that was probably Jackie Chan's best scene as far as the fighting went. So yeah, I had massage parlor fight ambush.
Do you have a best shot fired? Like a most cinematic shot?
He's got ice in his mouth, everybody. It's okay.
Sorry.
I thought the cinematographer did a good job, especially in Vegas. I thought the Red Dragon Casino looked very cool. So anything in there kind of in a way reminded me of Ocean's 11. Mm-hmm. And so I thought anything in there, not a particular scene or actual shot, but I just thought once they get to Vegas, all the red looked really cool. Even when they pop out of the manhole and the
very good.
The casinos behind them, I'm like, okay, this looks nice. I don't think you have to do much as far as cinematography though with a Jack, especially in the massage parlor scene with Jackie Chan fighting. You don't have to do much. Just keep the camera in focus. He does so much of the work that you don't have to overcut it. You don't have to go into close-ups. You just show him do it. It's better when he's not in close-up because you can see that he's really doing it back then.
I think best shot fired is any of the Vegas stuff just because that Red Dragon felt like a real casino. Yeah. I didn't feel like a set to me. It felt like we were shooting in a casino. And also Chris Tucker had some really good moments. And you know what? I did he could pull off the buttercream croc skin suit. He looks good in it. He looks great in it.
I'll give him that. I'm not a total Chris Tucker hater. He looked good.
He looked good.
He's a handsome man. I will give him that too.
Not a bad looking
very good looking dude.
But yeah, I guess that would be the best shot fired. I mean, I guess technically in the movie, the little, what is that thing that they're using? Like it's a binocular.
Oh yeah,
ish thing.
Yeah. Where he's walking through the window. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Where they're looking. Well, yeah, it's a good shot.
Yeah, it's very well framed and pleasing to the eye.
Yes.
We're just as bad.
We're bad. Well, look.
Hey,
and I'm speaking 100% respectfully. Rosalind Sanchez is a knockout.
Yeah.
She's a knockout.
Yep.
Like a 20 out of 10. like incredible
Yep.
beauty. And so they definitely wanted to make use of all aspects that she brought to the table. Right?
And what are we supposed to say? She's ugly.
We got eyes.
Come
You
on.
got eyes.
Come on.
You're listening to this, but even with your ears, you know you have eyes, right? They know.
If
Come
you're
on now.
blind, trust us.
Yes. Yes. For the visually impaired,
Yeah.
gorgeous. And I know the visually impaired sometimes have to use their hands in order to figure out what your face looks like, right? Isn't that the
Yeah.
truth?
Yeah,
see
I don't
that
know
in
how you
movies.
could tell on a face as I feel my own. Like, yeah, I'm not attractive, but I don't know how you could tell. Like, if you touched a Pamela Anderson or Carmen Electra's face back in 2001, would you be like, oh my gosh, yeah?
Great beauty.
Probably not their face.
Yeah, there might be something that would stand out
Hmm.
to you. Not sure what. Best line of dialogue. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
I have mine. You want me to
Okay.
go first, or do you want to go?
Yes.
They're arguing at the police station. Carter and Lee. And Carter's saying, you know, he came to here for a good time. Oh, you know, we kind of worked your cases, you know, da, da, da. He goes, when's the last time you played Hide the Rainbow role, Lee? Huh? The Year of the Rat?
Yeah. Two Chinese references for the price of one.
I don't even know if a rainbow roll is Chinese. I think it's Japanese.
Oh, that's Japanese. Yeah. See,
He was
Look what they
culturally
did to me.
insensitive.
Yeah, he jumped all over Asia. Yeah,
But
he made a
when's the
sushi
last
reference.
time you played Hide the Rainbow role, Lee? The Year of the Rat
Yeah.
is funny.
When was Year of the Rat? I wonder, but before 2001.
I'll find out.
Because then we'll find out how long it was.
Dialogue.
So mine two, as I said, maybe surprisingly, are both Chris Tucker lines. One, I'm pretty sure is an improv, and I don't know about the other one. He goes into
1996 was the Year
Okay,
of the
so
Rat.
it had been like 5 years. Okay, that's a good reference. He's going into an alley, and there's like a salesperson saying cheap suits. And Chris Tucker just says, how cheap? Cheap as hell? And I laughed out loud because I thought that's a weird thing to say. How cheap? Is it cheap as hell? And then, so I thought that was a random one.
That is funny.
And it wasn't racist, so I liked it. And then the other one I liked is in the Cheeto scene where he says, I'll shoot you and say you fell in the kitchen. I thought that was a good one too. That he's going to
I'll shoot you, say you fell in the kitchen.
say you fell in the kitchen. That's how you died.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's all I got. Both Tucker.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. I mean,
But-
look, there were.
but I like how cheap as hell. I think I could probably incorporate that in a conversation.
Cheap as hell?
How much is that? Is it cheap as hell?
How cheap? Cheap as
How
hell?
cheap? Cheap as hell? Okay.
I also wonder if it's this, and you know, look, we just speak honestly here on the show. Chris Tucker's from the South, right? He's an Atlanta, Georgia representative,
Okay.
from my recollection. And I wonder if it's like there's so many people growing up, and maybe it's also from his influence in my schools, in my friend circles, who like the jokes that he had and the way that he delivered them was very common to me. Like cheap as hell. Like you just hear him say that, I'll shoot you and say you died in the kitchen. You know, like just the delivery of it was so familiar to me that maybe that's also why, like just given where I grew up and whom I grew up around and with, maybe had something to do with why I just find him to be. I think he's one of the funniest people I've ever seen in film, period. He doesn't do a lot of movies. He's only done like 10 or something, but he's just so funny to me, man. Like in Rush Hour 3, I think I told you this. The thing about he sleeps with this woman, and she's like the lead kind of girl of the movie, very pretty, and he sleeps with her, and then she's wearing a wig, and she's bald, right?
She's bald.
She's bald. She's bald, and he goes, "Oh my God, I slept with a man." I slept with a man. And then she's like, I'm not the man, I'm a woman. And then, he tells Jackie Chan, Lee, check her equipment. If she got anything bigger than a 9-iron, I'm gonna beat his ass. That's funny to me. I think that's funny. Come on, man. And he was very specific with the pronouns. If he found, you know what I mean? It was good. I think he was being sensitive to it, I think.
Very sensitive.
So it was ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah.
And you just don't think he's funny.
Mm-mm.
It's just so weird to me. Okay, what do you want prop wise?
I don't want anything. I don't want anything from this movie.
I want Isabella's badge.
Yeah. That's a commonly done little scene, like yeah.
Why was she wearing a badge on her brassiere?
So she could do that. So she could pull
obviously.
her jacket away and go, look, woman.
But like, I'm in my okay. Let's really think about this. I am undercover, right, in Stephen Rain's apartment. I am undressing.
Yes.
Because no one's there.
Yeah.
I'm in my underwear. I'm in a I'm in a bra and underwear situation.
Slow down.
Slow down, baby. I like Snoopy. What do you say? Page 6, spring collection, Victoria's Secret. Girls got class. You don't think it's funny?
I do. I love it. It's so funny.
But why would she put like a lapel pin on her bra strap while she's undercover at home with no one around?
For the movie.
And you know she had to have that one specifically made. It's a very small badge.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even know they made them that small.
She had a bra badge made.
She had gone undercover at other times and her badge was too big.
Right.
And she said, when I get back, I'm going to put in a special order somewhere makes legitimate police or Secret Service badges that come in multiple sizes. And she said, I need the extra small for my bra.
Bra badge.
And someone said, we make those. And probably in bulk. So they can't just make one. It's not a one-off.
It's not a one-off.
So they said, well, let's see if we get any other orders. They probably had to do a crowdfunding.
Yeah. Probably.
For the bra badge. And do you think it caught on? Did she tell people, hey, you know what I got?
I got a bra
badge. Where'd you get that? I said, it's from my Etsy store. Check it out.
I sell them now on Etsy.
Yeah. I sell them.
She has a bra badge.
Secret Service. By the way, speaking of Chris Tucker screaming, I love that he walks out of the building after he's made Secret Service and he yells at the top of his lungs that he's now in Secret Service.
But he does the same thing in the first movie.
FBI, but he's Secret Service.
It's not really secret. We know
Not at all. Not at all.
We know the Secret Service are out there. They're probably
That's
monitoring
true.
the show right now. We talked about the plot holes.
Yeah.
Not really any other ones there.
No,
I do think that I will say this though. When Jackie Chan has the bomb in his mouth, this is going back to good scenes.
Yeah.
And it's taped.
Yeah.
And the little detonators being kicked around everywhere.
Yeah.
It is a good scene.
Temple
I
of
say the
Doom.
massage scenes and the casino scenes are the best in the movie.
Yeah. I thought everything once they got the I had trouble with the shopping scene. If they made it have a point other than Silk wasn't gonna but Silk could touch Chris Tucker's body, then I would have been fine with it. But once they got to Vegas, it was pretty good.
So peak of their powers. Oh no, I'm sorry. What happens the next day? Well,
Rush Hour 3.
Well, Rush Hour 3 happens some years later.
Oh, there's a time jump? Okay.
There's a time jump. There's a huge time jump.
Ooh.
So
I guess they go to New York.
I think they go to New York.
Yeah. Do they have adventures?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you'll find out actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what happens the next day when they go to New York is discussed in Rush Hour 3.
All right.
They do talk about it.
You know what? I hate myself. I will watch Rush Hour 3 because now I'm in this terrible spot. I can't leave it. I can't leave it. I will watch it. I will report back
I would like to know what you think. Now, I
briefly.
don't like Rush Hour 3, so that
That's
might
okay.
taste.
I don't like Rush Hour 2, but
Yeah.
but who knows? Would that be funny?
That would
You know what?
be
I came around on 3.
that'd be the biggest zig of all time. The biggest. When we talk about peak of their powers, here's a hot take. Everybody.
Yep, I agree.
Everybody is at the peak.
2001. This was it. Well, especially Chris Tucker, you say has not done a lot after this.
Let's look at Tucker's run.
And
here.
I would agree with Jackie Chan. This was huge. This was a big, massive movie. And I don't think any of them, including Ratner, have had anything close to this since.
So here's Chris Tucker from Friday. He does Friday, and then I'm gonna jump a year. So he does Friday, then he does Fifth Element, huge movie or big movie. Luc Besson.
Yeah.
Yeah, good movie. Money Talks, which I like a lot. Jackie Brown, 97. That's all 97. So far he's killing
Good
it.
year.
Beaumont
Good
Livingston.
year.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Beaumont.
Then Rush Hour is 98.
Okay.
His next movie is Rush Hour 2 in 2001. So he does nothing in between the two movies. Then his next movie after Rush Hour 2 is Rush Hour 3.
Oh.
So from 98 to 07, he did 3 movies, and they were all Rush
They're
Hour.
all Rush Hours. And he
Then-
went from second billing on the first 2 to top billing in 3.
Which,
just like Nick Nolte was on top for 48 hours, but when they did another.
Well, then we're talking Eddie, and we're talking peak of his power.
Yeah.
Then he does Silver Linings Playbook, which is actually a decent movie.
Okay.
Have you ever seen it? Bradley Cooper. Jennifer
Yeah,
Lawrence,
I
Robert De
did.
Niro.
I forgot that he was in it.
He's in it. And then Air in 2003, the Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah.
About Michael Jordan, which actually he was actually very good. He actually was really
Yeah,
good in that movie.
you are correct. You know what? There was a brief period out here where I worked at a movie theater for not that brief. It was almost a year. Air was one of those movies. So a lot of movies I saw during that period way out of order because I would go in and out, in and out. And Air was one of them. And I remember when he popped up the screen, I probably thought, but I think he was more reserved a little bit.
He was very subdued. It was not a comedy role.
He was acting, and he can do it. So I thought he was fine, and I forgot he was in it because he wasn't doing the thing that I don't like. Right.
I saw him stand up, a few years ago in Houston. A lot of Michael Jackson stories, but very funny.
I could see him even being funny that way, like on stage doing it. I don't think it would be. I don't know. It's just something in movies that he bothers me.
Well, I hear you.
Yeah.
But yeah, peak of their powers for everybody. For everybody. Nobody was bigger than this. And then Ratner obviously had a fall from grace. Jackie Chan, just slowed down. He still does movies.
Jackie Chan's getting old. Got old. He looks so young in this. That surprised me. That I'm like, look at little baby Jackie Chan.
And Jackie Chan's a handsome guy too.
Yeah, he should. He needs to have like the romantic lead.
Yeah,
it's been since the Year of the Rat.
Since the Year of the Rat. Prequel, sequel, Prestige TV. Well, we know there was a sequel, and
it might be another one.
Here's what's interesting. So this is weird. Let's talk about this because this is weird. A few months ago, there was a report. A lot of this has to do with politics, but there was a report that Rush Hour 4 was a go and was given the green light at Paramount.
Right.
And allegedly, it came from the President of the United States, called the president of Paramount, which now is owned by Skydance, which I think that they're buddies. I don't know that, but I think that they're old friends or something. and said, I want you to make a Rush Hour 4. Now, it seemed out of left field for a moment, you think, of the president's asking for a sequel to Rush Hour from a studio head, when we're like about to go to a war with Iran.
He gets his priorities very.
Hey, look, bro. He's
Yeah.
like, I need a good one to watch.
Yeah.
I really like the little Asian guy. He was very funny.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
That's my
When he
humor.
did the kicking and the fighting and the punching.
Yeah.
He was there with the other gentleman.
How
who
are
was loud.
sir, how are the grocery prices? We'll get to that. Rush Hour 4.
The grocery prices, bacon is not cheap.
Yeah, it's an old-fashioned word.
But he calls the president of Paramount and asks for a Rush Hour sequel, and it seems out of left field. And then you realize Brett Ratner did the Melania documentary,
Yes.
which look, this is all pontification. I don't know if Brett Ratner was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this Melania movie so that maybe I can get some motion here, and I curry favor with the president of the United States and can make some stuff happen. That's what my assumption was. Now, it was given a green light, and then I actually read recently as yesterday that Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan have turned down the initial offer.
They turned it
because the
down?
money's too low.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I don't know if that's true. I just read that yesterday.
Okay.
So maybe we get a Rush Hour 4, maybe we don't.
I don't know. The Brett
don't think we
Ratner's relationship with the Trumps goes back before Melania. He's got Epstein pictures, so it's not.
Ratner does?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's with a woman that's blurred, but he says that was his fiance at the time. But it's still, he's sitting on a bed with Epstein and the woman blurred and him. And he says, I didn't really know Epstein, but I've never taken a picture with someone I barely know on a bed.
On a bed?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't.
Hey,
sit
get
on
in
a
this
bed.
picture. Nice to meet you. Can we stand?
I don't get on a bed.
No.
Without, in general. Like I
Or a
just
bald
asleep.
woman. You don't even
Yeah.
sleep in a bed? Where do you sleep?
Like I sleep on a couch. No, I
In
sleep on a
first
bed.
class on a jet on my next destination.
I sleep in my PJs on the PJ. That's a private jet. It's all right. You would have got there eventually.
I don't have any experience with private
Going-
jets, so it's way
going-
over my head.
Going too fast for you, Jeffrey?
Yep. yep.
I'll slow down.
It's all your crazy Southern references. I don't get it. The way I grew up. I don't like screaming, and I don't understand PJ jokes.
PJs. You gotta put on your PJs. Okay.
Oh, I
What's
would
the-
say the what I would say for a prequel
Oh,
though,
yeah.
young Lee, Jackie Chan's character, like serious cop movie. I think he's good. I'd see his movie.
Well, I think he has a movie called. Is it called Super Cop?
He does have a super cop. That's true.
I think it's called Super Cop.
Same
Maybe.
character. Why is this movie called Rush Hour?
Well, the first movie.
The one
Right.
person says it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on? It's Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any other reason. It's a good
That's,
title though.
Yeah, it's a perfect like 2000s, late 90s
So
action title that's like speed.
So I will tell you this too. This here, I have even a deeper personal connection to the title. Get this. So
You like Rush Limbaugh.
I'm a big Rush Limbaugh guy. No,
The band
Rush Limbaugh passed away.
He has passed away.
Yeah,
He's looking up at us right now.
that's. So Rush Hour. So
Yes.
my band 2011, we put out a record back in 2023 called Happiness, Sadness, Etc. And we were in a Airbnb in Galveston finishing up the album and recording and kind of mixing and whatever. So I had done this interview with Booker T because we wanted Booker to narrate the album and like come in and out, kind of telling his life story at points and kind of weave that through the record. And we thought it was like a cool kind of through line. And so me and the producer Avery we were going through and we were putting this intro together. We were piecing together some vocals and what have you. And one of the members of my band, his name is Corbin, and he was talking to Motai, who's another member of the group, and they happened to be a Black and Asian gentleman, right? And the music was rather loud, and they were trying to talk to one another, and they couldn't hear one another. So, like, he was like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "I said that." What? You can't understand me? He's like, "I don't hear what you're saying." And then Avery goes, "Am I watching a scene from Rush Hour?" That was what he said. And we laugh. And then we go, "Hey, that should be the name of this song." And so the
Rush Hour?
intro to the album is called Rush Hour. And it actually makes sense if you listen to it.
That's fine.
But
I like
that's where it comes from. A real story. So there we go. We
I like
brought
that.
Rush Hour all the way back into my personal life, and I forgot that happened until just
Boom.
now.
See, Rush Hour is a through line.
It is. It's big. It's big. I will tell you this. I showed this movie to my nephews, Rush Hour and Rush Hour 2.
Mhm.
They liked it. They thought it was fun.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, it's perfect age for Rush Hour.
So that's how it could have happened. But how about this? Totally different ending. Happier, darker, or bizarre. What do you got for this?
All right. Carter does blow up in the police station. He does not forget it. He does not go to get his passport. He dies. And Jackie Chan has to finish the movie alone. But he gets a partner for Rush Hour 3. It is Kenny, played by Don Cheadle, and he is his new partner from this point on. That is the new Rush Hour.
Okay, I love Chris Tucker, but I don't hate that idea. It's kind of a good idea.
I hate Chris Tucker, and I love this idea too.
I like Don Cheadle a lot in his one little role.
Do you like his accent in Ocean's 11?
Did I like his accent?
Yeah.
When Bonnie.
Yeah.
Bonnie Rubble.
Trouble. I love it. I love it. People give him crap for it, and I think it's the best. I love his accent.
I like in Rush Hour, in Ocean's 13, like he's doing the drill thing and he's having issues with it.
Yeah.
They're like, they had teams of people, they had teams of people working on this, when they're building the tunnel. Oh yeah, how many? Teams, I like that. Anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a different ending.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
got it in that way. Well,
Ricky Tan should have just stayed dead. Can we agree on that?
Or don't pretend to kill him. It's fine.
Or don't pretend to kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
But he kills Rain.
They got too clever. Like now we need this twist.
What did Chris Tucker say when he killed our woman?
Oh, something clever, right?
It was something funny though. I did like it.
Comment below. Do the work for us.
I'm gonna do it work for it. It was funny though.
What should he have said, if not the real line?
He should have been the callback to clean yourself up.
Clean yourself up. Yeah. I've got like 3 that are so dumb and bad, and this movie has made me think jokes that are not sensitive.
Let's go to best racehorse name. Racehorse name we could get from this movie.
Oh,
we have a lot.
Yeah. I like Red Dragon is the most obvious to me.
Red Dragon's obvious. I love Snoopy.
Oh, Snoopy. Yeah.
Rainbow Roll. Mushu.
Yeah.
Buffet Line.
You all look alike.
You all look alike.
And coming in at third place, it's all you all look alike.
Oh no, the best one. She was the bomb.
The bomb? She was the bomb?
I said she was the bomb.
It's a bomb.
She was the bomb? I like She Was the Bomb.
Yeah.
American Money would be a good one.
Yeah.
Give American Money.
I'm gonna kick your ass. And yeah. That might be one of my songs though. Best song title based on dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah. They start to go hand in hand.
What did you think of they were running through this town naked thing?
Oh. Well, It's tough because this movie I don't think you're supposed to take very seriously, and a lot of it is a cartoon, so you kind of have to just go with that. But then the other part of me thinks these two police officers can't find some kind of clothing store at some point along the way to the police station. That just seemed like later seasons of Seinfeld where it's just now we're getting so
Dang.
unbelievable. But if you're already on board with the movie, then you're like, okay, now they're naked, sure.
Now, what did you think of when I keep want to call her Y Lynn, and that's from James Bond.
Huli.
What do you think of
Now
Huli
playing on Huli.
when she throws the knife at Isabella and throws it into the apple?
Want that apple? Yeah, she can do no wrong. I don't care. That's her character. She's fine. I like everything she does. So
She's cool.
Yeah, she could have done more. She's the kind of like she would fit in Kill Bill. She could do any of those things where it's just over the top and fine.
Okay, we have a couple more categories here.
Yeah.
Replace with a Tim. Tim Curry, Tim Meadows, Tim Robbins, Timothy Chalamet.
I'll put Tim Curry as Carter, Jimmy Carter, and the movie totally changes.
It's a whole different movie at that point.
Whole different movie. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
I'm going to put Tim Matheson as Rain. As Stephen Rain.
Ooh, nice. Tim Curry is Rain too.
Tim Curry is Rain.
He's always a good villain. And in 2001, that would have been good. That's like right after Muppets Treasure Island. Tim Meadows is never going to get mentioned. I feel bad.
It's going to be tough. It has to be the right position.
I'm going to say Tim Meadows as the Jeremy Piven role.
Piven. I can see that.
I want to make it Tim Meadows playing a over the top character, or the ladies' man, and giving advice that way. As someone who's like, yeah, that's his character, Tim Meadows.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think
that's like no, he's got to be the ladies' man.
The ladies' man.
Yeah, I want to hook you up with some outfits.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see Tim Meadows. Let's see. And then here we go. Our final one. Best song title based on dialogue.
I have two. Don't Touch My Radio.
Oh, perfect.
And my favorite, hell no. And that's the only lyric. It's like a dance song.
So if Rush Hour was a musical, one of the big crowd pleasers would be, have you ever heard of Popeyes? I can see it now. You know, bunch of dancers like Rockettes dressed in chicken suits.
It's like defeathered chickens. Yeah.
Yes. And have you ever heard of Popeyes would be a big number. Right. And I think it would actually be the first one after intermission.
Yeah. That's the one. Should we leave? No. The first song is the Popeye one.
The Popeye song. We got to watch.
You see it. There's just a bunch of chickens come out and they get blown in their butts. Because that's how you could tell if it's fresh.
We do have to also say that as far as sequel, prequel, prestige TV, before we wrap up, there was a Rush Hour television show.
That sounds familiar now that you say that.
There was a 1-season Rush Hour television show. I think it was.
Sounds like it should be Fox.
I think it was NBC.
Really?
No, it's probably Fox. Let's look it up.
I want to check that out. I want to know who they got.
Let's look at this real quick. Because wasn't there also like a Beverly Hills Cop show that they shot a pilot for?
They did. And actually, Eddie Murphy had a cameo. And it was supposed to be his son. And then they made Axel F. And he has a daughter. But they made a Lethal Weapon show. But did they kill Riggs because he was problematic?
Yes. This ran on Tell me where? CBS in 2016.
No wonder nobody watched it. Paramount.
Justin Hires, Detective James Stephen Carter, and John Fu played Detective Jonathan Lee.
What year?
2016.
Oh.
Yeah. Ran for one season.
Huh. All right.
Can you imagine? Well, now you're going to have to watch Rush Hour 3, but we know
and a
what you
TV
think.
show. Great.
I've never seen the TV show. But obviously we know what you think of Rush Hour 2. You do not give this a recommend.
Well, I didn't care for it.
This is just up to you. You don't have to like it.
No, I don't. And don't worry. But obviously I know that a lot of people did. So I would recommend it if you aren't weird like me.
Let me ask you this. Okay, we're going to play a little game here.
I love games.
Okay.
You're like
I'm not
Jimmy
going to look at
Fallon.
it. I'm not going to look at it yet. Okay.
Okay.
But we should guess the Rotten Tomatoes, unless you already know it.
I don't know.
The Rotten Tomatoes critics and audience score, and we'll see who's closer.
Okay.
It's hard for me because the critics, I like Home Alone 2, right? And I think it has like a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. I like Back to the Future 2. I think it's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. I'm going to say this one from just the reviews I saw were very positive. So I'm going to say this has 80s for both.
80s.
85 and 86 for audience. 85 critics, 86 audience.
I think critics probably would have liked it, but not loved it. Right. So I'm going to go, it's fresh. It's definitely fresh, but I'm going to go like mid 60s. I'm going to go like 64 fresh. And then audience, I'm going to give a 91. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me put this in the Google machine.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes, Rush Hour 2. Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay.
Somebody's off.
Both of us.
Are we both off? Ooh,
both
lower?
Popcorn
100?
meter for the audience.
Yes.
Based on 250,000 reviews.
I did about 10,000 last night. So if it's low, you're welcome.
74%.
Okay.
I'm really surprised by that.
You thought that's too low.
Tomato meter based on 127 reviews.
Okay.
50. That is crazy.
I have redemption.
Now let's compare that to the first one.
Okay.
All right. I'm looking at the first one. Now you give me your guesses on the first one.
99 and 90. 90 for critics and 99 for audience.
Audience gave it a 79.
Okay. Higher.
Critics, 62. Fresh, but barely.
Yeah. Okay. What's 3?
Oh,
30
man.
and 20. 30 for audience, 20 for critics.
I'm going to say Rush Hour 3 is 54 for audience, and I'm going to say it's like a 22 for critics. Let's see. Because it's bad. What did I say for audience?
94. I know. It's like 50 something.
Well, audience 63.
Okay. They liked it.
Tomato meter 17.
Oof. Now, what is it that happens in Rush Hour 3 real quick that is so bad that they didn't do in the first two? This movie has no story, so it can't be the plot. It's just not as funny, or is it just recycled, or is it
just not as funny? It's there's just not, something's missing.
I have a feeling that everything that I complained about in 2 is probably what your complaints are in 3, but you were okay with it in 2.
Because you really would now want to hear your analysis of 3.
I'm going to watch it. I have to.
Because I'm very curious about it.
Because the way the Lord made me.
But this is our part of the show where I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Because I get to figure out what my homework assignment is going to be.
Yes.
What are we watching next, Jeff?
I'm going to break the rules
on
Pick 6 because we can. I've decided there's a movie that I've been wanting to watch that I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on. And I need something like Pick 6 to force me to watch it. So I'm not going to watch a movie that I've seen that you need to see. I'm going to watch a movie I know we both have not seen.
Whoa.
And the only thing that's connected to Rush Hour 2 is that it came out in 2001. And we are getting weird, folks, because we are going to watch David Lynch, Mulholland Drive.
Oh, I have not seen it. I know of it.
Yes, me too. I'm aware of it. I know it's going to be some weird, wild, wacky stuff. And we're both going in fresh on this one.
Where do you sit on Lynch?
Plot twist. I have only seen one other David Lynch movie, and that was Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, because I used to watch Twin Peaks in high school. And I did not like Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. So I have no idea how I'm going to feel about this.
Let me look at his filmography real quick. I want to see what I've seen.
I think I may have seen Dune forever ago, his Dune. But
his Dune's like from the back of the day.
I haven't seen Wild at Heart. I haven't seen Racerhead. I haven't seen The Elephant Man. I haven't seen...
I've seen nothing.
Yeah.
I've seen nothing that he's done.
All right. But you are aware you're going to be tripping.
I'm aware.
This is not one you can watch like while you're cutting videos for the TikTok.
No.
You can't be working on Booker T interviews.
No.
For the TikTok. You're going to have to watch.
Whoa. Okay.
And be in a mood. And probably not watch it at night. I have a feeling it's going to be nightmares.
Mulholland Drive is next on Pick 6. That's Jeff Smith. I'm Brad Gilmore. This has been us talking about Rush Hour 2, one of these cinematic classics.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. There's your plot twist.
And we will see you
I liked it.
for Mulholland Drive.
Hell no.